Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be sharing with you all this tutorial that I absolutely love. I've been wearing it so much lately in a lot of my recent videos. I've gotten a lot of requests to do it. Every time I post a video where I'm wearing it, someone will ask for a tutorial. A lot of people have asked lately, so I figured I'd go ahead and do it because I really wanted to do another look with the Naturally Pretty palette. I know I've done versions of this in the past, but this is just seriously my current very favorite makeup look. It's just that beautiful, naturally pretty, I guess is the perfect way to describe it. That's the name of the palette, but it's just that perfect look that you can really wear anywhere. When you see someone like with a look like this, like where it's just really blended and their crease is really defined, but it's like natural colors, it's just always pretty. And every time I wear this, I literally get compliments. I always hate to hear that because I'm like, it just makes me cringe. But I truly do get a ton of compliments on this look. I believe that this palette is just perfect for creating the look with because the colors just blend so seamlessly and easily. These are just the best blending eyeshadows, and the colors are just perfect for this type of look. Just a very warm crease, a lot of color in the crease. But natural colors, and it's all about how you layer it. It's all about the color placement. So I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. Again, it's just my favorite look, and I hope that you guys like it. It's just something that I think everyone should know how to do. This is just that go-to makeup look that you can literally wear anywhere, and I always feel comfortable when I wear this, no matter where I'm going or what I'm wearing. This is just, I know I can do my makeup like this and it'll look awesome and I will love it. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. If you want to see exactly how I did it step by step, then keep watching. Woohoo, so here we go. I'm starting with my MAC Prep and Prime in Radiant Rose. It really kind of does double as a highlighter and as sort of a under eye brightener, covers your dark circles, so many great things. You can kind of see I pulled it down next to my nose. And before starting the tutorial, I had already applied foundation and I used my Matte Velvet Plus by Makeup Forever. Then I like to lightly dust the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder over that. It really doesn't add anything cakey or anything, it's just very light and it works to set it, and I'm using an F35 brush by Sigma. So for my brows, I'm using the Anastasia Brow Palette and I'm just using the darker half of the taupe little duo. If you don't have the palette, you can buy all those colors separately. So if you want a similar look to mine, your brows might be a similar color, you can buy the taupe separate and it just gives you a really soft look. I don't really like my brows to look painted on or super defined since they already do have a nice natural shape and they're already pretty dark as it is. I just like a more softer look and I just really like to smooth the edges out. This is my favorite eye primer ever. It's the NARS Pro Prime Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Base. The best stuff ever. Now for the actual eyeshadow, I'm taking my It Naturally Pretty palette. I'm using this Love shade with an E60 brush by Sigma. Just a very light shade to sort of create a base color to blend everything over. And I'm just applying that all over the lids. Just a little bit under this lower corner, just to add some brightness. And then using the same brush, I'm taking this other lighter shade called Soft Light. It's a bit on the stone gray side, even though it is very light. I would say it does add a little bit more brightness, but it has that hint of a shadow to it, and I really like it layered over the Love shade. Now we are starting on those crease shades. We're going to start to layer everything. So we're going to start with the lightest shade first and the biggest brush. This is the E40 brush. It's a really fluffy blending brush, and you can see I'm aiming it at the crease, but I'm pulling it upward. So every other color that I apply over this, I can apply like in a smaller section, and it's going to already have that blend. So the color is already sort of blending out from around it. Okay, and then continuing with that whole blending method, we're going to take a darker shade, and this is Sunset. It's a little more orangey, a little bit darker. And you can see I'm applying it over that first shade, but I'm also sort of aiming it a little more toward the middle and down toward the lid. And you can see that first shade just still sort of blending nicely out from around it. Then I'm going to take Mocha on a smaller brush, and I'm going to apply that right into the center of the crease. So you can really sort of see when I apply this one how all those blended colors sort of come together without having to use a separate blending brush and sort of blend everything away together at the end. It's just naturally blended from how we layered the colors. And this is an E35 brush, one of my very favorites. And just to add a little bit of soft definition to the lower lash line, I'm taking a small E20 brush and that same mocha shade. Then finally, I'm taking Java on an E45 brush. This is just the best little pointed brush to use for that outer corner. Oh, it looks like I didn't really get a lot on the brush. I think I go back and, yeah, I do. I go back and fix this one. But basically, you can see better on this one. I just sort of aim it in that outer corner and sort of blend that without pulling it too far in on that light lid color. And then I start sweeping it into the crease. Yep, this is where I fixed it. I added just a little bit more color. Alright, then to brighten everything up, I'm taking an E32 brush and the Transforming Pearl shade just to highlight right up under my brow. I just want it to look so soft, nothing disco ball-y or crazy. A little bit in that inner corner. And then I like to take just the tiniest bit, pat it right on my lid right there to retain all that pretty brightness. And now for what really, in my opinion, pulls everything together, a really good thick line of liquid liner. This is the Kat Von D in Trooper. This, to me, I say it every time I use it, but it is just the best liquid liner I have ever used. It's just so easy. I love how it's in a pen, and I'm sort of just not being super careful because I knew that I was going to make it really thick. So I just kind of keep building it, and then now I'm just sort of smoothing it. Then I get the wing. I'm sort of continuing up from that lower lash line, just following the angle. Just get it really sharp on that outer edge. And I think we are good for this one. Maybe? Yes? Okay. Then I'm going to do my other one and just do the same exact thing. Starting and, like I said, not being super careful, just sort of blending it or building it up a bit thick. And then I always do the wing last. Don't ever think when you're doing liquid liner or a wing look that you need to do it all in one swoop. You will fail every single time. Just build it slowly until you get it just like you want it. Everyone's method's a bit different. Just do what you like. And then I did it a little different on both eyes. It's so weird when you watch yourself back how you do your different eyes so differently. Anyways, I go back and do the little point at the end on that one. And then finally, I'm using my Chanel Le Volume de Chanel mascara. Really good stuff, really dramatic, works so much better after at least the first week of having it open and using it for a while, just because to me it is so goopy when you first get it. So if you first get it and you're not really thrilled with it, give it some time to sort of dry out. It will build really, really beautifully once it's not so goopy. So here we have the finished eye look. So now we're going to do the rest of the face. So here I am holding up the Chanel Bronze Universal, the Marc Jacobs bronze brush, just to show that I had already used a bit of that with my foundation, just to give my skin a little bit of warmth. But for some extra definition, I'm using the IT Cosmetics CC Plus Radiance Ombre Bronzer in Warm Radiance. This stuff is awesome. You'll see why in a minute. Basically, I always say that bronzing and contouring is so different, but you can use a bronzer to contour. If you want like a little bit of a softer look, if you don't want like a super defined contoured look, which I usually only go for at night, using a bronzer as a contour is just a really, really good option for the daytime. You can see that I'm just using the bronzer with an angled brush. This is a Chanel No. 2. And I'm just sort of applying it everywhere the same as I would a contour product. However, it is a bit softer. So you see like I'm using a bigger brush. If I was using like a really dark contour product and I really wanted that defined look, I would be using a smaller brush. But this is just a good option. And then you can kind of pull the bronzer, you know, up where you would normally bronze as well. So it's sort of like an all-in-one. You can see I'm getting my nose just sort of softly with that. This is what makes this bronzer so cool. You can see I'm using my finger right in that top part that looks like a highlighter. And that's exactly what it is. You can definitely use that with your finger, just like I am for my nose, my Cupid's bow. Then you can take a brush that's an F35 and actually use it on your cheekbones and areas where you'd normally highlight. It's just the most beautiful golden shade, and it just goes so well with that bronzer. So you can use the bronzer separately for no shimmer. You can use the shimmer alone. You can mix it together for your chest, for your shoulders, even if you wanted a more shinier look on your face. It's so, so gorgeous. Next, I'm going to use my Madly blush in an F40 brush by Sigma, and I'm just using that right on my cheeks, and you can kind of see that it really just sort of blends right in with my bronzer, with your contour shade. It's not going to be like a heavy pink or anything crazy that's going to overtake that. It just sort of goes really well with everything. It's a very natural tan that just melts perfectly into your skin tone. And I guess one highlighter just wasn't enough. Really, I just wanted to create a little bit of a lighter look, and the Hourglass Ethereal Light ambient lighting powder is just perfect for that. It's really not shiny or anything. It just sort of creates a really flattering, like, lighter glow, kind of like the MAC Emphasize Shape Powder, but I really prefer this one. I'm just using an F35 brush. And then I'm defining my lips with the Dior Lip Liner in Greige. It's just a really pretty, I think, universal shade. It's very similar to MAC Dervish, but the formula is a lot creamier. And then I'm going to use the MAC Lipstick in Cream Cup, which is a pretty good match to that. But again, you don't have to match anything to it. It's just a very good, like I said, universal color. And then I'm going to top all that with my beloved MAC Luster Glass in Morning Glory. Looks so gorgeous over Cream Cup. This is one of my very favorite combos, I would have to say, but it goes perfectly over pretty much anything. So that is it for the look, guys. I think at this point I was probably realizing I should have used some hairspray. But regardless, I hope y'all enjoyed the look and that you have a fabulous weekend. I will see you all very, very soon. Bye.